Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are tuning in from. Welcome back to another video. It's your girl Victoria here, and today we are going to recap Monday's trade setups. Today was a beautiful trading session. 3-day trades were available to us. Shout out to Stacy Burke. If you follow him, guys, I mean, he's all about these parabolic setups, which are very easy to spot. Okay. And therefore we had some beautiful trades that are also in line with, how I was counting, the day after the peaks and whatnot. But nonetheless, without any further ado, guys, let's get started. And here we go. So we are going to get right to it, right? Just like we do all the time. So in today's group, now this is a large screen, so I'm having to slide it on over. Okay. All right. So we talked about EN and GN. Both were retests to the high. At the time, price was currently pulling back, and I was looking for a retest to the high, or another term, stop hunt to the high. That's shout out to Steve Murrow, right? Stop hunt high drop. Okay. And as always, if your previous high gets taken out, guys, we always say, change your mind. Okay. Don't get, don't try to be wrong. I mean, right all the time. You just want to get in. You want to see the setup and you want to get in. If it doesn't play out, it doesn't play out, right? Just how I look at it. Okay. So this morning we were looking at a one peak formation. This is EN. As you can see, we're looking at EN. And just like I was suggesting, it was moving up, and I was just waiting for this pullback here to be over so that we can go ahead and get into this trade. And did it work out? I mean, it looks like it, right? We had a beautiful retracement to the high and then execute that retracement right there. So let's see, let me get my pen out, guys. I'm not going to try to spend too much time here because this is beautiful, right? And today I'm so happy I followed my rules. Okay. Friday, I didn't follow my rules for whatever reason. I did not follow my rules Friday, and I was so upset that I'm not like emotionally like crying or anything like that. But you know how you just get disappointed with yourself. You're like, man, what the heck? So I just figured I'd let y'all know, and I'll tell you here in just a minute why. All right, where's my pen? I don't know why it's not showing up right now. But nonetheless, guys, we got the trade we were looking for. I'll just go ahead and use this here tool. So if you're able to, and this happened at, let's see, today, like you guys, I don't know if you're doing this, you should be trying to, point down the times, right? For me, 1500 is 7 o'clock Central, which is 8 o'clock, Eastern, and that is your pre-market, right? And oftentimes during pre-market, you can see price retrace a little bit, and then it goes into the movement. And another thing to note today, there was no news, right? So once the retracement was finito, right, and I saw it starting to reverse, I just got back in that trade. Okay. And that was right at, and I'm wondering, I don't know if it has anything to do with, there was no news today, no red folders at all. But 1630 on this charts, that's 9:30. That's when the bell rings, right? So that retracement worked out perfectly right at the bell. So those are the two times that I'm looking to get into a trade, right? Sometimes, and I've noticed it with the news, you can get in pre-market, get into the trade, and you're done. Or you can get in, right at the bell when it finishes with the retracement, and then you're done with that as well, right? Does it always happen that way? No. But for the most part, when I'm looking at a 1 day after the peak, now it shows 2 because we're in a new trading day. And then obviously we had a pretty decent 3-day setup trade here. So I like to look at these on a higher time frame. So here we had, today was Monday. Okay. So 1, 2, and 3 for this day. Typically you would probably look for a reversal or for a continuation. And based off of what I saw, right, based off of it being a 1 day after the peak retest, I was looking for another drop today, right? And that was just pretty much it. Nothing less, nothing more, just looking for that drop. And I also showed GN as well. And because GN was also doing the very same thing as EN. And the reason why, okay, here's the thing. And I always want to just have a disclaimer here, guys. They're not always going to correlate. Okay, let me just be clear. These pairs will not always correlate, but in sometimes they will. Sometimes you'll see that, GN will move better than EN, or EN will move better than GN, and they're, you know what I mean? Sometimes that happens. So I always like to look at both of them to see which one that I like the best, that moves the best, right? And if they look just about the same, then I may just get in both of them. And again, manage your risk, right? You always want to practice risking 1% of your capital, because we want to trade for a long time, right? Not for the short time. We want to trade for long. And if you continue to over risk your accounts, which was a problem that I had to grow out of, over risking, over leveraging, whatever, both the same thing, not paying attention to that kind of stuff, that will really, be detrimental not only to your account and your finances, but to your mental, right? And you don't want to mess with your psyche when you're trading, because then you'll psych yourself out. And I'm going to tell you how I psyched myself out today. With PTSD. Okay. All right. So EJ, we had, I put down here that we had a retest to the low. And I was looking at, in all the yen pairs, okay, EJ, CJ, the yen pairs, UJ, they were all rising. They were all on the rise today. But my favorite out of the yen pairs is EJ and CJ. I don't really care for UJ that much, but these are the ones that I like. So I went ahead and just dropped those in there. And when we first got to the market, this is where price was at already. And I was looking at the previous high that had already set here for almost 2 weeks ago, Friday, the 21st. So anytime I see that happening, then, you could take it, you can take it long, but by the time I got here, it had already cleared the 3 ADR. So I was just going to wait and see. I got to go back and look if I actually took that trade today. I know I took CJ long, so let's see what happened with EJ. Okay. So yeah, it did pull back, guys. It pulled back at 3 ADR. So for me, for tomorrow, I'm going to wait for this one. Again, so now it's technically Tuesday, right? It's technically Tuesday in the trading world. So, what I'm guessing this is going to happen, since it's cleared this out, we may get another drop here, because it's also looking like it's building the HNS, which is the head and shoulders. If you look at the long term, the H4, this is a gigantic inverted head and shoulders pattern, right? So it could more likely come down to this area and probably retest the 155 and then continue to shoot on up. So you may have an opportunity here to short this market tomorrow. But I won't hold on to it, only because it's still, the trend itself is still bullish. So if it does give me this beautiful 3-day trade to take the reversal, that's what I'm going to look for to take on tomorrow. All right. Now let's move on down the road. We're going to go to CJ. Now let's look here. Oh, look at NJ, guys. Same thing here. Okay. Cleared 3 ADR. I mean, that's another beautiful setup there that you could look to take that thing short. Okay, where's CJ? It's UJ, don't care about that. AJ's good too. There we go. So I did take this one long. I took this one long today. Let me see, where was it? Did I post it on here? Let's look. Yeah, so today when I got to the market, it was just above the 107. And right here at the 107, guys, I didn't get a whole lot of pips out of here, but I got enough, right? This was like 50 some odd pips. I didn't get all those 50 pips. I don't even remember what I got. I have to go back and look. But I did go long there, and I did not hold it yet because, again, like I said, once it clears, you have these 2 days of rise here. I mean, I am expecting this thing to pull back It might not pull back, you know, all the way. I don't know, right? But I do expect to at least be able to short this thing tomorrow if it does give me a nice opportunity to do that on the reversal trade. Again, this one I believe is still long, but again, that doesn't really mean anything. We're not always trying to be perfect on the you know, like Steve, is it Steve? No, Stacy's always saying he's not trying to look at what the trend is, right? He's just trying to find the setup. I'm trying to practice that, but for me, I've been so, you know, it's just built in me to look and see where we are in the bigger cycles, especially H4. And if I can't see it on H4, then I look at the daily. I just want to see, you know, okay, I'm not going to be holding this. I'm going to be, you know, holding that, but I'm not even a swing trader on purpose, right? I'm a swing trader on accident. Okay, I do not like to do it. And when I accidentally do it, I'm like, well, okay, here we go. Let me just practice it. Right? And I never like it. Never like it. I just don't. So here was my mistake. So Friday I got into this market. I did take a short on this market on Friday. And I should have not held this thing for whatever reason. I was like, okay, let me hold on to it. And I was like, I wanted to just beat myself up, right? Because I did not close this trade on Friday. I did not close it. And I was like waiting for it to go short again, knowing it's Friday. You know, these are just simple mistakes that we do all the time. And I did it, right? So today when it started to, so then I was in drawdown because I got in short. And of course, this is why you don't do it. You just get out. Steve Murrah always says, if you're in a trade in 2 hours, it's not doing anything, just get out. And this is why, because if you don't get out, then the market will climb on you. And then your entry is going to be way down here somewhere, just like mine was. And then once this actually showed that I could go ahead and take it short again and stack some positions on here, I didn't do it, right? I didn't stack the position. I just said, you know what, it'll make it back. You know, let me just get to break even. Because the last time I stacked positions, I messed myself up again. I'm like, why did I do that? Like now I'm really in the gutter, right? So these are like things that, you know, I will have to work on even with myself. Like I have to do that. Like I have to like remember, do not sit here in a trade for more than 2 hours if it's not gonna, you know, if it's not moving, especially this darn, and I had no business trying to hold this short anyway. This is not short, right? This is not a short market. But I was thinking we were going to get some good movement on this Swiss. I don't know why. I don't even trade Swiss that off at all. I just started to trade it again because I saw the pattern was there and I was like, oh, let me take it. So now I'm just like, I got myself stuck in this thing. And so today I was able to get out of here with a little bit of, it wasn't even break even. I did take a small loss on here, and I'm glad my risk was low on that, because if it was my old me, I would have had, you know, a position on here that would have had me cringing. And I'm like, why did I do that? Beat myself up, you know, I'm trying to take this thing short. And it's clearly, clearly wasn't anything. I had no business trying to hold this. I should have took it short Friday and got out of that trade. And that was the only trade right here on Friday. That was it. Okay. And what time was that? That was, okay. Yeah. I got in, let's see, 8 o'clock. Okay. Right here. That is 8. So I got in a little early because I was here at the markets a little early. So that's why I had got in short. And so I was thinking it was going to, you know, continue, but it didn't. It didn't do nothing, guys. And I didn't get out. And it's a Friday. Don't ever do that, guys. Just saying. Do not ever do that. Just get out of the trade. Save yourself anxiety. All right. So that was it. Now, I did not do a video on Friday, but let's go ahead and see what happened on Friday. Let's do that real quick since we've only been here. We ain't been here that long yet. So Friday, what was that? Did our trades work out? Okay, here we go. Let's see. CJ. We talked about CJ on Friday, GU, and then oil. So CJ, I was looking at this to go short. See that flag right there? Let's go see what happened. Okay, let's see what happened on CJ on Friday. For whatever reason, guys, I can't, this here, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I can't see all the pairs. I can't see them. Okay. So Friday we were looking at short. It was news day. We didn't get any beautiful nothing. We had a whole bunch of wicks here, and this trade did not play out as lovely as I would have wanted it for my session. But you know, if you were in the Asia going into the London, you were able to take it short. That was a risky trade. I mean, it was just this little stop hunt to the high there would have been a good thing for the people who were in there earlier, would have been able to take this on short on that Friday. But again, it was not a decent trade for us, for me, right? GU, I was thinking, let's see, we had a retest to the high, and I was thinking one more drop. So let's go see what happened with GU. Where's NU? Is this GU? Let's see. Okay, I think I found it. Okay, so Friday, again, not a good day to trade on this particular pair. We had a great reversal trade on Friday, okay, and once it came up here, it was pretty much done, right? So this one did not work out for my session at all. Just all went into nothing. Now here's the thing, because sometimes, you know, you'll be able to get back, it'll come back up here, and then you get the drop, but we didn't get it. Again, nothing. Again, today, nothing. We were still thinking this thing was going to drop again today. Still nothing. Like, and this happens sometimes whenever you have these big moves in the market. You can sometimes, it just chops up, and there's really no way, okay, of just knowing what they're going to do, right? But what you should do is just take control of what you're trading, okay, and get out of the trade if it's not working out. If you're sitting there in if you're sitting there in a ranging market, you just want to get out. Okay. Now this is oil. And then Friday, I was talking about how this thing is also getting close to dropping, and I'm waiting for it. I had not taken this thing short. Actually, you know what? I did. Now remember, I did. So Friday, I was so mad too, because I was busy cooking something. Is this oil? Yeah, this has to be it. I was busy cooking, and I was waiting for this drop. This was like in my session to trade. Okay. I don't know what I was doing, but it was 1600. That's 8 o'clock. Perfect time for me to take this thing short, because that was exactly what I was waiting for. And my instead, this is what I did. This is another mistake I made on Friday. I had this thing set to go short once it hit this area down here on 7-8, right? I think it's that area. And so when I saw that it went ahead and got, you know, started to drop, that very first drop, you should know that that first drop may not always pan out, may not retest and then go back down beautifully, right? So I moved my entry, and I was like, yeah, go ahead and let me in, right? I went ahead and just entered it. Again, I don't know what was up with me on Friday. I made some dumb decisions. First of all, not getting out of the darn Swissy. Then with this one, I went ahead and I saw that it was dropping, but I know you're in level 3. You know, this is level 3 price action. You're still up here fighting with, you know, the market makers. And the news didn't really do any justice for this particular pair at all. Okay. So, and once it gets up here, level 3, and you're waiting for it, I'm really still waiting for this thing to drop. Like even today, right, did another push up. I don't really generally like messing around with this, because after I took this thing short to, early, I got out of that one. Now that one I was smart, right? I got out of that trade. I was like, okay, I missed that one. Let me just wait for it now. And so all I'm doing now is just waiting for it to finish, right? It's looking like it's going to start to reverse. So Tuesday should be a good turnaround day for us, right? It's been on the rise for, I think that says 11 days or something. Yeah, 11 days. So any day now or any time now, it could happen in the London session. Hopefully, I hope it doesn't. I hope it works out perfectly in New York for us. For me, I don't know where you're trading, but I hope this thing works out perfectly, and I will look to enter this trade. I'm going to set it around this area. So I want it to be, actually, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to set it around here to give me an alert to see where we're at. I'm going to set my alert around here. And then with that, I'm going to come look at it and see if it's ready to go. Because I want it to finish what it's doing. Because, when it's up here in level 3, guys, it can continue to go sideways, for a few more hours into your session. And you just want to wait. So I'm going to look at 8 o'clock pre-market. And then I'm going to look at the bell, 9:30. Okay, that's what I'm going to do for this one. And if it moves in pre-market, I'll go ahead and take it and be done with it, because I'm also practicing being done trading, because I always say I want to be done by 10 or 11. But if I can get in, if the market moves nicely for me in pre-market like it did, with the news last week, it moved really nice. There's really no reason to come back into the charts and trade anymore, right? You're pretty much done for the day if you set up your accounts nicely, right? But if not, and it goes into New York, where today, there's no news and everything moved beautifully within the bell, then with that, 9, 9:30, 10:30, 11:30, I want to be out, 11:30 at the latest before noon. And today I did just that. So by the time lunch came around, I was like eating my quesadillas that I made myself, and I was enjoying it. So I'm happy with that. I'm happy that I followed my rules. I'm happy that I executed the trades precisely. I managed my risk today, and I'm here to trade another day. All right, that's all we care about. We're here to trade another day. Break even is beautiful, right? Just like happened to me with that darn Swissy on Friday, right? I just broke even with that, but I made it up with other pairs that I traded today. But it was a good day. It's a good day. Okay. All right, guys. So with that, guys, I hope, to see you in the group. Again, you guys are welcome to join me there. I'll be happy to have you. And I'll be dropping in 3 more trades, 3 or 4, whatever I see that looks like it's setting up. But these trades, man, it's just getting easy, right? You want this thing to be stress-free, right? You do. You want it to be stress-free trading. So don't be, wearing yourself out. You already can look. I'm just looking at AU like, man, the old me would have been sitting here holding this short, right? This says no way, no business holding this thing short, right? That's what I would have been trying to do. Okay. But today AU, oh yeah, I did take AU today. It was one day after the peak. So it was a no-brainer trade. Okay. It was a 3-day trade, but it was a nice reversal. Okay. So Monday, Friday, Thursday, boom. This was actually a beautiful reversal trade that happened today. So I'm expecting it to pull back, guys. And then I'm expecting it to give us an opportunity to go long, because I'm expecting it to come back to this area right here and then take that on out if we're going to continue to go long. So this was an ideal 3-day setup. Shout out to Stacy Burke. This was the trade today. And these are the types of trades that you're looking for, right? Sometimes it might not be a reversal. It could be just a continuation. Where was a continuation? Was it the GNs where we're looking at no, those were, let's see if I can find one real quick. And this was definitely another beautiful reversal trade that I took today. Okay. So Thursday, boom, long. Friday, nothing. Monday, boom, reverse. Beautiful 3-day. Like, beautiful. Okay. And I took that trade. There was one that I saw earlier, guys. Was it this one? So we had, yeah, I took this one short too. Thursday we had a drop. Boom. Friday we had a good pullback. We had a reversal. And then today we're still kind of inside, right? We're still inside this range here. And so for this, you know, you could see that it was a continuation on the third day and not a reversal. Okay. So you just have to make note of when you start seeing the stop hunts up here and you see that price is not taking it out on the previous high, or if it does take out the high from the previous day and it just gives you a long wick, then you have an opportunity there. So by the time I got here to the market, this thing was already done doing what it needed to do, and I was able to just execute this trade flawlessly. Okay. So that was an easy one for a 3-day trade. That was a continuation and it was still inside the range, right? So we're always looking for, you know, the trades that are just clear, right? And that fit your parameters of what it is that you're looking for, that you don't have to trade every little single thing. And that's another thing that I have to undo. Like sometimes I just love getting in everything because it's like setting up, and that's not always the case. Okay. And EC was another one too. That was also a 3-day trade that I took. That was a continuation. And you know, if you can notice, the CADs were really popping on the shorts today. So once I see that moving, I love to just get in them because they just really move, right? I really like that. And you can see this was a nice 3 hits to the high. So if you liked how this one set up as opposed to the pound CAD, the Euro CAD had nice clear 3 hits to the high, and then you were getting in. You could have even taken this right here at the Asia low of the week and entered it based on whenever you got to the market. Okay, so those are the trades that I took. That was my journey for the day. And we lived and survived to trade another one. So with that, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. You guys have a great night, great evening, and we'll see you in the next one. Ciao for now.